You ever have one of those days? I have a lot of them. You ever have one of those days where you get to the end of your day and you feel like you start to ground, you start to get back into like yourself and everything. And you go, you feel like you didn't even live. Like you look back on the day and you're like, where was I? Like I couldn't be myself. I was too busy being this boom, 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 got to go through and all these steps and remember this and do that and keep track of this and make sure everything runs well that way. And it's just like nonstop. And you have those days. And interestingly, I think, well, a separate subject there, or maybe not, but aligned with this is that, yeah, we create that for ourselves, right? We create that separate life for ourselves. It's kind of interesting that we do that. Like I had that the kind of day to day where I set it up where I had one of the guys that works for us working on stuff at our house, and I'm feeling nervous about spending the money of having him work on our stuff, and normally I take care of it, and feeling the pressure of making his time most valuable to our family, right? And so I'm trying to, push along, and I'm feeling the stress of that, and I've got all these things amped up that direction, and I'm thinking, wow, I made it so I'm stressed because I'm saying, if he doesn't do all these things, then if he doesn't keep up, or if it's not like this, then it's bad somehow, right? And there's all that associated things with money and so on. It's like I've created all that. Well, that being a side subject, and something that could be uncreated at my choice. But interestingly, I think we uncreate things naturally by simply just being in our spirit. So as I was grounding back down and saying, kind of noticing my lack of being present inside myself at the end of the day here, and I'm thinking, wow, I grounded back, went back to, my place of being and flowing in between, around all things, and being open and spiritually loose and free and everything. And I'm thinking, wow, I remember moments of today where I was shaking. I felt like this literal conflict inside between myself, who I am, or whoever I am, and what I was doing, like this separate program, this separate thing I've created, this alter life, this other life. And it brings me back to an experience I had. I'll try to be really brief. I had a thing where I almost drowned. In the experience of almost drowning, in the peak of that experience where I literally believed I was not going to see anybody ever again and going down for the last time, I realized that the biggest feeling I had was that I hadn't lived. I hadn't lived yet. And I was just I didn't know what that meant at the time. That was years ago in Lake Tahoe and deep water, beautiful, and wow, what an interesting experience to have today again, later on, but looking back on today, and I didn't live this day. I didn't live in this day. This alter life that I created lived this day, this alter whatever, my ego, whatever you want to call it, lived this day. I didn't live this day. I mean, I had to go back in my memory and visit that and go like, as like an observer and go, wow, what a mess, I mean, overall it was an okay day, and everything, but I didn't live it. I missed that experience. I missed being myself in that day, missed practicing being myself in this day. So anyway, I'm pretty passionate about this because I want to live my days. I want to live them. I want to experience them. I think from here, it's easy to have a nice chill weekend with your wife like I just had and sit there and just have super awesome spiritual experiences and just be right in myself, but then, jump right back into the work week and where did I go? What happened to me? And I when I'm working myself, I can have spiritual moments all over the place, but sometimes I get thrown these kind of deals, less and less, but definitely today wasn't living inside myself. And there's good chunks of a lot of days. But anyway, sharing thoughts, we can all create of this what we want in this life. We can all choose, be what we want, but finding that grounding place that we know we're true to ourselves in that place, and then coming from that place, and then really coming from that place, it's magical living.